Hey everyone, and welcome back to All Around OT. And this is a little mini series on how to successfully prepare for your NBCOT and what the things that helped me pass scoring a 511. So let's jump into it. So the first and most important thing that I can tell you, this is the game changer, this was the corner piece of my whole study plan, is know yourself when you are creating your study plan and as you go through studying. And what I mean by this is, you need to know, first of all, what is most challenging to you. For me, it was test question comprehension. I knew this from my undergrad, from my master's, everything. Like taking tests, the hardest part for me was not knowing the content, it's how to apply it to the questions being asked. So, take information like that when you are creating your study plan and incorporate a solution. You're kind of doing interventions on yourself, if I'm being honest. So if the client's problem is, I don't comprehend questions correctly, your intervention needs to focus on question comprehension, okay? So that's the first one. So no, is it question comprehension? Is it content? Adjust to that. Secondly, and Gwen OTD actually posted a TikTok on this, so go back to her TikTok. It is phenomenal, and it talks about know your learning style. There are some things that truly you're just gonna have to dig deep, and even if it's not your learning style, you're probably gonna have to use it to memorize certain things. But she does a really good job about breaking down if you are a kinesthetic learner, like you learn with your hands, or if you're an auditory or a visual learner. Different programs are structured for different learners, so use that to your advantage. Me personally, I am not a textbook girly. I cannot sit down and read a textbook for very long. I'm gonna forget it, I'm gonna start dazing off, my focus is bad, okay y'all? I can read like one paragraph and I'm good, and I will retain it, but that's about all I've got in me, okay? I'm more of someone that I need videos, I need something hands-on, I need to be writing something. Those are my styles, and so those are the things that I incorporated in my study plan. So go find that video, figure out the learning style you are, and then find the study materials that best help you, okay? And then the last thing is just managing your time well. Some people have told me, do not study for more than 2 to 4 hours a day, because realistically your exam is only for 4 hours. If you have accommodations, it could be longer. So they say that for hardening purposes, you should only study as long as your test is going to be. And that is also to help preventing burnout. For myself, and this is because I know myself, is I've studied anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day for 7 weeks. Now, here is the trick though, is do not sit down and set a timer and say, regardless of what happens today, I'm gonna study for 8 hours, because it's not practical and it's not realistic. There were some days that I would sit down and I just did not have it in me to make it more than 2 hours that day, and that was fine. I would study for 2 hours, that's all the material I retained, and I would take the rest of the day off. Especially towards the end, there was one day, I remember it so vividly, it was the week before my exam. I sat down and I was so mentally and emotionally exhausted, I could not retain anything. I was crying at my desk. So that is a sign of like, take a day of rest. Because in my case, I took that day, I didn't do anything, no studying, no flashcards, nothing, and I had my highest practice test score the next day. So understand how your body works and how your mind works, and do it based off of that. On the flip side, I know I said there were some days I only got like a good 2 or 0 hours of studying in. There were some days that I was just, everything was clicking, I was retaining things, so I would go 8 hours or more. My husband swears that most of the time it was like 8 to 10 hours a day, and there might have been some days that came close to true, but I knew that I could handle that, and I knew that I was actually retaining it. But once you stop retaining it, you either need to switch the type of way you're studying, so like from video to flashcard to writing things down, or you need to take a break for the day and literally just let the information soak in and go do something fun, okay? So I hope those tips help you when you are planning out and guiding your NBCOT study prep guide. Good luck studying, guys, and tune in next time for more tips. Bye.